Hi everybody, my name's Fealofani Elisara and I'm just the best. But this time in this series for Rare Earth Australian Made, we're going to introduce this little lady here. We couldn't decide which photo, but we thought, you need to decide who it is. We've got this one. Hilarious. Oh, and we have this one. Flowers. Well, you probably know by now if you've met her. It is the one and only Nina Cueva! Yay! Hi everyone! Hi Nina!
Hi. Oh god, this feels so weird being on the other side.
I'm so nervous. I've been counting my pulse. Okay, now I want everyone, because this is an opportunity for everyone to get to know you.
Great.
I just want you to tell everyone, how did Courtesy of the Artist come about?
Goodness. I suppose we have only got 10 minutes, so I'm going to give you a very short version. Very short version.
Edit.
So, Courtesy, originally we started as Metal Lab. So this is, Metal Lab started off as a studio and gallery in Surrey Hills down a little laneway. So a lot of people will know us from, some of our very first customers being down that beautiful little laneway in Surrey Hills. And it was really a space, originally it was going to be a studio for Caesar. So when he finished his studies in Canberra in the gold and silver smithing, he wanted to come back and have a little studio and make it, and we didn't really think too much about putting a gallery space in because I had a coffee shop at that stage.
Amazing.
It was on Pitt Street, and it came to the day when we were kind of getting ready to set the studio up, and a bigger space became available in that same little area. And so it used to be where Industry Clothing Outlet was. And Caesar kind of said, well, Nina, what do you think? I'm going to open a gallery. I thought, sounds so easy. That sounds so easy. Let's do it. Dive straight in. And I still remember sitting there and going, okay, we open up the doors, go, where are the people? I mean, I was used to serving 1,000 coffees a day, I was used to such a busy little coffee shop. So we slowly have built the business up over that time, and it's been a beautiful experience, and it's been a wonderful opportunity meeting the most incredible people. So not only artists, so we've got some of our artists some of the artists that we had for our very first exhibition are still with us, and also the customers and the people that I'm meeting. I'm blessed to be doing what we're doing, and we've been fortunate now to open up. So Courtesy of the Artist started up as more of a retail arm of Metal Lab, of the gallery space, and that started in Surrey Hills. And now being in this beautiful Strand Arcade and having these two businesses here, I feel it's really kind of helped us to get in front of a lot more people and educating a lot more people on what contemporary jewellery can be. That's and right. What jewellery can be. Yeah. And it's about those really special pieces that people can buy, which is almost like, future collectible, like future antiques. That's it. And that's how I do feel about some of these pieces. And each of these pieces have got stories, and they've got so much meaning behind them. So it's not just a piece of jewellery, and I do always say that. So, I mean, that's just a bit of a nutshell, me in a nutshell.
Oh, that's a big nut.
Yeah.
No, because you can see your passion in the gallery when people meet you, they get to know you, and they go, oh my God, she's so warm, so real, so honest, because this industry is all about trust.
Absolutely.
And also you've got a great eye for design, that's how we met. You saw the interview, okay?
Yeah.
But anyway, we're going to talk about your husband Caesar a little bit later, or we're going to interview him, but what is your next, what's Rare Earth about? What is this?
Rare Earth started more about everything's Australian, right? So talking about Australian makers, and then also them discovering more about Australian stone, so that we've really built up that collection of all these beautiful Australian gems. So working with fossickers and stone cutters all over the country, but especially Queensland. So it's kind of opened up my eyes, and I'd say it's been the last, goodness me, I don't even know how many years, about the last 7 years, I suppose, about 7 years, collecting these stones and just understanding them and looking at them, and every single one has a personality.
That's right.
And I've become quite attached to these stones, and they've, you know, now they kind of start to get known as my babies, and getting customers come in and want to see certain stones. So I love sharing them, and I love sharing any stories that I have about any of these stones.
That's right. But I think where your skill is really is connecting the stone to the person, because you get to know these clients
Absolutely.
really well, because you're a great personality yourself, you're very warm natured, and then it brings out their nature, and then you go, I really think you're going to love this, and then you show them a nice selection. So that's what we're going to dive into next, Nina.
Excellent.
Okay, so tell us about your stones.
Well, these are some of the kids.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Wow.
so it was a little bit hard to choose 3 stones that I wanted to talk about, because that's all you allowed me to talk about this time. So I thought, okay, so I'm going to choose 3 different ones. So I've got 3 different shapes as well, because that's the other thing about these stones, you know. So there is only one in this size and this colour and this cut, and you know. So you know, it's very, very hard to replicate any of these, or to reproduce anything. That really makes all of these pieces one-off. So when these artists, and also these stones, even when the artist is creating a piece with these stones, you know, they need to be responsive to the stone as well. So they have to have some sort of, like they go, oh, I'll get them coming in, like if it's cinnamon, or if it's Marina, or if it's Caesar, or if it's you, or Todd, or Roberta, when they come in they go, oh my god, I love that. I want to work with that, and that's really important.
It's so important. I've always said it's a bit like music, where you can't force the connection. It's just energetic.
Absolutely.
If the artist loves it and the client loves it, then it just, this magic happens.
So let's start with my big baby.
Yay. Ooh.
Okay, now this trillium. So this, how do you describe this? So this is a party sapphire, which means partition of colour.
Yeah.
Not that they're having a party in there, although I'm pretty sure you could have a party.
I have a party in there.
The colours in these are extraordinary. Now this is a big one. This one's 6.22 carats.
Wow.
And I've never really seen something this large with this much lightness and that brightness of colour that's coming through. So it is almost like you can jump in there. It's like, I don't know, it's like this tealy kind of green, but the yellows coming through. So this is just a really magnificent example of a really well cut sapphire as well.
Beautiful.
So this trillium is kind of like a bit more of a modern cut.
Amazing.
A modern trillium cut, and that tip is where most of the colour kind of comes from. So when you're looking at the point, you see that beautiful kind of lightness of colour. This is magnificent.
And it's quite sad that for so many years only the blue were. In fact, people thought sapphires were only blue.
Well, this stone back in the 60s and 70s, this was an ideal stone to be used to get beryllium heat treated. So they turned the stone to jelly pretty much with heat, and then absorbs beryllium to change the colour to blue. Because that's what everyone knows, sapphires as being blue. And so many people still walk past our windows today and will still say, I had no idea that sapphires could be in these colours.
That's crazy.
Because you think about it, it's not really a commercial venture. How can this become a commercial venture if you've got a stone? You can only sell one stone at this colour, and
that's right.
And you can't repeat the sale because you haven't got a uniformity. And it's what people are starting to want now.
Yeah.
So you think all those years ago people didn't want that.
Yeah.
Right? And it's also with the power of the internet, but the power of Instagram, social media, and all the things.
I think you're
education.
responsible for part of that.
But telling people that these babies are just more beautiful.
I
So
love
that one.
Okay.
Now this other one is quite interesting. This is a colour change sapphire.
Colour change.
Yeah, so Caesar's photographed these stones really beautifully. So
you can
we're
see in
looking
these
at that.
photos.
Yeah. So this one here, in Caesar's photo, it has Caesar's captured more of that, the darker browny orange kind of tones. But then when you kind of take it out into the natural light, this goes to this kind of greeny yellow tone. So
amazing.
This is really, really beautiful. So this is more of a rectangular cushion. And this one is 4.81 carats.
Great.
So I mean, I am showing you quite large stones here too, you know, and that's the other thing. Finding larger stones is getting harder and harder at this quality, you know, this quality and clarity.
And then the last one.
Oh, this last one, which is beautiful. This is one of my older very, very much my favourite. So this is a party sapphire in the rectangular radiant cut. So she is quite beautiful.
Beautiful. Well, look, thank you for sharing, Nina.
I took about all day.
All day. Well, we're gonna cut it. But this is gonna be a series that goes on. Okay, so we're doing another one in another month or two. All right. Well, thank you, Nina, from courtesy of the artist.
Thank you, Fealofani Elisara.
Come and see her between. We'll just make an appointment.